years has ventured through many different roles, from a frontline uniform officer to a plainclothes officer working undercover, and from sergeant to detective. A fitness enthusiast and a health nut at heart, Judith raises the bar and challenges herself as well as those in her professional and personal life to achieve and be the best version of themselves, and to push the limits to create the life they truly desire. Having a special place in her heart for animals, especially dogs, Judith's ultimate dream was to join the police canine unit. When this opportunity fell through, Judith started her own dog walking and pet sitting business. Now living her passion of working with dogs and serving the community she loves, Judith continues to challenge her limits, balancing career and business ownership while motivating and inspiring her team of walkers and sitters, other business owners, and aspiring entrepreneurs. Please welcome our next speaker, Judith Tate.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here. All right, I got a question for you. Have you ever had a dream that you wanted so bad, only to have it yanked out from underneath you? How many people here? Fair amount. Doesn't it suck? It really sucks. It leaves you feeling frustrated, lost, and devastated. Well, this happened to me about 6 years ago when I had the most disappointing moment of my whole career. See, about 22 years ago, I fulfilled my lifelong dream of becoming a police officer. And of course, my entire career, I had my sights set on joining the canine unit, as you just heard. Because I thought, first of all, I absolutely love dogs. As you heard, I have a dog walking pet sitting business. And I thought this would be the most fulfilling job of my whole career. But when that opportunity vanished within a matter of seconds, I was absolutely devastated, and I was crushed. And at that moment, I had to decide whether I was going to surrender to those circumstances or whether I was going to create the circumstances that I want. See, what happened on that day, I had to do a very physical and strenuous fitness test, and it was timed. I missed my time by 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I watched my opportunity to get into this elite unit just vanish before my eyes. Again, I was devastated, and I was just absolutely lost, and I felt stuck, not knowing what to do. See, you've probably heard that expression, when one door closes, there's other doors that are open, other opportunities. Well, what happens is we get so focused on that one door that is closed that we fail to look up and see all these other opportunities around us that are available. So when things like this happen, you have to apply, there's 3 small acts of courage that you can apply that will help you get through that stuck moment. 1, stand out and be different. 2, go against the grain. And 3, always speak your truth. You see, that day when I failed that test, I was devastated. I was determined that I'm going to work with dogs, regardless of what anyone says. So, of course, what I did was I started my own dog walking and pet sitting business. It's called Move Your Doggy. Yeah, it's cute. Too bad I don't have a logo here, but he is a cute little guy. So my card's on the table there. And now I get to work with so many dogs, so many different types of dogs, not just German Shepherds, but so many different types of dogs, and so many wonderful people. My clients are all awesome. And I have a great team of dog walkers and pet sitters. I didn't know anything about business, so I went back to school. I got my business admin degree. And then just a few months before I graduated, I just took a leap of faith and a handful of courage, and I launched my business. So again, I always say, if you don't like the results you're getting in your life, just change them, okay? So with those 3 small acts of courage, the first one, stand out and be different. So standing out and being different, of course, you probably agree that it does come with some risk. And people may not like you, they may not like what you have to say. Well, I'll use an example. Recently, I've been an officer for 22 years, and I recently discovered that some extended family members, specifically my cousins, they really don't like the police, and they have no use for us. It's a lot of people. Did anyone see that video of a guy in the Bronx, New York, who was shot by officers recently? Okay. Well, someone posted that video in our chat group, and they had absolutely nothing good to say about the police. And I tried to express to them, or try to explain to them, this is what happens when our lives are at risk, when we feel threatened, and when someone points a gun at us, right? Now, I will admit that the angle that the video was taken from, the officer's actions were a little questionable. But again, this is what happens when our lives are threatened. It didn't matter what I said, I was just wrong, and the officers were just wrong. See, people don't like anything that challenges their beliefs. That's what I'm saying. People don't like anything that challenges their beliefs or their values. And often they're too afraid to actually speak up because they don't want people to dislike them. But I don't care. Policing is something that I do. It's not who I am, but it's what I do. I've been doing it for 22 years. I took an oath to serve and protect, and I wear it and own it with pride. So it didn't matter what they said. And I realized that I just simply stand out for my own family. So my question to you, are there any areas in your life that you stand out, or that you know that you need to stand out, but you just don't have the courage to do so? Yeah. Okay, it seems that head's nodding here. Of course, we all have those areas, right? Okay, so number 2, going against the grain. So of course, going against the grain, it's going to make you step just a little bit outside your comfort zone. So when I explain to my coworkers that, I'm going to leave policing before I have 25 years of service, and I'm going to pursue my passion of running my business, they think, you're crazy. Most officers, they work till, 30, 35 years to get that beautiful pension at the end of it. But here's the thing. Policing is a very stressful job. It's hard on the mind, the body, it's hard on relationships. And I have seen way too many officers die 6 months to 2 years of retirement after they retire. That's such a shame. And what's even worse and scarier is I've seen way too many officers die before they even retire. That's not going to be me. I'm not holding out for something that may or may not happen. So my question to you is, are you stuck in a job simply because it puts food on the table, but it doesn't necessarily feed your soul? It's probably a lot of us, right? Okay, number 3, speak your truth. I am committed to motivating and inspiring women to find their voice and speak their truth. Okay, show of hands. How many people as a child were told to sit down, be quiet, sit in the corner, and don't say anything? I was a lot, because apparently I talked a lot. Even in class, I got stuck in the corner quite often. Okay, and also, how many people have been in relationships where they felt that they didn't have a voice? Been there. And how many people stayed in these relationships that were unhealthy because they felt they had no self-worth? Yeah, okay, we've all been there. At some point in our lives, we learned that it wasn't safe to speak up. We learned that it wasn't safe to tell people how we're feeling or to express ourselves. So we get that protective little voice in the back of our head. Every time you want to speak, it says, no, don't say anything, because they're not going to like you. They're not gonna like what you have to say. Well, ladies, it is time to reclaim your voice and to speak up. Ditch that fear and speak up, and that's something I can help you with. All right, so right now we're gonna do another little meditative exercise, just real quick. So when I say go, we're gonna sit back and relax, and we're gonna uncross our feet. Because what I wanna do is I really, really wanna get to the heart of some area in your life that you're stuck. Because we all have areas where we're stuck, and we walk around often feeling angry and frustrated and just in victim mode because we don't have the courage to change certain areas of our lives. So my goal here today is to help you to find the courage to change even one area of your life. Okay? So everyone, sit back and relax, and touch your feet, close your eyes, or just look down if you need to. And I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Okay, where are you stuck in your life? Are you stuck in a relationship that you don't want to be in? That you're not happy in? That you complain about more than you give praise to? Are you stuck in a job that you hate? And you go to work every day because it puts food on the table, but it doesn't feed your soul? Are you stuck wanting to build a business, but don't know how to start? And you come up with every excuse and every reason why you can't pursue that passion. What about financially? Are you making the amount of money that you truly want to make? What if money wasn't an object? What would you be doing with your life? Would you be living your dream? Or would you be currently doing what you're doing? How are you feeling emotionally? Are you depressed? Anxious? Worried? And physically, are you at the level of health you truly want to be at? Are you at the weight or physical condition that you want to be at? Okay, go ahead, open your eyes. Now we're taking a deep breath. All right, so the first step in change is being aware. Second step is to talk about it. So let's talk. What are some of the things that have come up? Show of hands. Anybody? Well, we're all friends here, let's share. Yeah, go ahead.
Perfectionism.
Ah,
It has to be right. And that's one thing I'm working on. And it links back to little girl being dyslexic in boarding school, feeling I get it wrong. So I've done a lot of inner work, but it still shows its ugly head.
yes. I know I can relate to that. Did everyone hear perfectionism? How many can relate to that? Okay, a lot of us. Yeah. Okay, anyone else? Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to share what came up? Nobody? Oh, we got first over there and then to you. Go ahead.
Mine would be that I've got my personal life in place and I use my voice and I've figured all of that out, so I feel really secure and stable there. But in terms of business, using my voice and being conscious of what other people think of me in a business sense is a struggle.
Okay, good. All right, can anyone else relate? I know I can relate to that too. Good, thank you. Okay, and one more right here.
Just that financial security and stability that comes with the job you went to school for,
Yeah,
and leaving that all behind to do what you really want to do, and knowing that you may not make as much money, and then when you have kids, you're providing for them, so you can't just abandon that.
yeah,
Without that security in some aspect.
yes, that's a good one.
Fear of it, I guess.
Yes, the fear. And that kind of goes back to like what I was saying earlier about, sticking in a job for, 30 years because it puts food on the table but doesn't feed my soul type of thing, right? So, yeah, it's scary to leave that security blanket to pursue that passion. So good, thank you. So, after I had that career-changing moment, as I said, I was very devastated. I just felt lost. But I was determined that that situation was not going to define me, and it was not going to define my success. And that's why I went back to school, and I got my business administration degree, and then I started my business. I was determined that I was going to have a successful business, and I was going to pursue my passion. And starting a business, it was challenging, not only because I didn't know anything about business, but because I worked full-time as a police officer. And I almost felt this sense of guilt for pursuing a passion in a field that's completely unrelated to policing. You know, some of my coworkers are like, "You want dogs?" Yeah, it's fun, but it's not their passion, so they don't get it. But I've decided it doesn't matter. I'm following my dreams, and I'm pursuing my passion, whether I have their support or not. And I am so grateful about not getting into this canine unit. That was probably the best thing that never happened to me. Because now today, I'm here sharing my story, and I'm able to help other females or other women entrepreneurs find their passion and pursue that side hustle or a passion project or whatever they want to call it with a vengeance. So I would encourage you, if courage is standing in the way of you pursuing that passion, side job, passion project, definitely come see me, because I can definitely help you out with that. My table is at the back. It's time to pursue your passion and find that voice again. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Okay, so that brings us to lunch. But before we go for lunch, I'm going to do a draw because I was supposed to do that before we kicked off this break, so I'm going to do that. And the lucky winner can come and pick one